Hey there, how there, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter Diamond welcome you to yet another second and ten. Sorry, no, second and 10. My ass. Stone Cold Hockey thing to do with the 2005-2006 Buffalo Sabres, as they had some firepower, and it's Buffalo. Might as well give them some pressure. Anyway, we are in the playoffs at 18, 12, and 4 as of right now. So we've only played 34 games of the 80-game schedule, 82 game schedule. Excuse me. In the East, we have two teams from the Atlantic, three from the Northeast, three from the Southeast. Right now in play possession in the Central, there's two. The Northwest has 4 out of 5. Colorado being above 500 and not making the playoffs as of right now, and two from the Pacific Division. Goal scoring: Ovechkin with 30 goals in his rookie campaign, Heatley with 29, Ole Jokin with 25. Our best goal scorer is not there because we're a team points wise. Daddy Heatley leads with 52. Datsuk second, Ovechkin third. Yeah, it's like, wow. No Buffalo Sabres in the top 30 in goals or points or even assists. Well, you're right. Actually, no. If Vinoganoff has 22 assists, he's 25th. Still doesn't matter. Where it matters most is our goaltending. Martin Bureau 9-2-2 with a 176 goals against ahead of many Legacy and Ray Emery, who have had an 18-1 and 16-2 seasons each. Unfortunately, though, Ryan Miller has been 500. Basically, if it isn't for him, we've been in trouble. Standings wise, we're 18, 12, and 4, 115 goals scored, 90 against, and 1 in 4 past regulation, so that's not good. Well, Toronto's 1 in 6, so past regulation. Seating wise, we are number 6. We would be playing the Rangers if everything happens today. The Rangers are winning their division, that's why they're third place. They would be fifth naturally, with Florida being third, but it's one team per division. Detroit, Dallas, Minnesota. Well, right now, 38 points. Tampa's with 38, Philly 37, Toronto 34. Yeah, home teams and all that. You got a couple teams that have only 2 losses on the road. Well, Ottawa 13, 1 and 2 away from Ottawa. Highlights wise, 29 hat tricks. Kevin Adams even has a hat trick. Memorable games, there have been only 5 with the 30-point mantra. Pittsburgh down 4-0 to Colorado, came back and beat those guys. Malone, Armstrong, Armstrong, Leclerc, Recchi. Philly, New Jersey from October 7th when the Devils were up 4-0, but the Flyers scored 5 straight goals. Washington, Tampa when 11 goals. It was 2-0. Detroit, St. Louis when Detroit was down 4-1 to St. Louis. And Toronto losing 5-4 to Boston October 27 when they were up 4-1, just like 2013. So we are playing games. Our first game on the 3-day thing is in Florida against the Panthers. They have Robbie Luongo. This was his final season before the Canucks picked him up free agency. We have Marty Biron, number 43 in the net. We also have Ryan Miller, the American goalie, and Mika Norden from Finland. So you have U.S., Canada, Finland thing. Luongo and Noodles McLennan are the goalies for the Panthers. We have Chris Drury, who seems to be a good player, but terrible general manager for the New York Rangers. Alex Kudelik doing his job. Danny Briere, pretty good player too for both before going to the Flyers. Thomas Vanek from Austria, Maximo Finneganov, J.P. Dumont, Derek Roy, Kitchener, know how to say it. Jürgen Hecht, Jason Pominville, had from Deutschland, Tim Connolly, Brian Campbell, known for his powerful hits. Paul Gostad, Mike Greer, Hunter Calendar, Taylor Pyatt, Jay McKee, Roy Fitzpatrick, Temple Newman, great Jet slash Coyotes goalie. Defenseman. What am I talking about? Dmitry Kalinin, Adam Mayer, Yari Novotny, Tony Lemon, Danny Pyatt, and Nathan Page. For Florida, they had Ole Jokinen, great player. Nathan Horton with those eyebrows remained me a spinner from Degrassi, next gen. Joey Newendike, former Leaf turned Panther. Marty Jelena, known for all those overtime goals in the playoffs, especially 2004. Chris Gradden, former Lightning and Flyer. Joseph Stumble, former King. Yuri Konak, Gary Roberts, another former Leaf turned Panther. Stephen Weiss, Mike Van Ryan, former Leaf. Or I think future Leaf. Rusty Olesh, number 85 in your programs. Jay Bodmeister, number 4 in your programs. Joe Kayakowski, Gregory Campbell, Kitchener. Sean Hill, Lucas Krajcek, Serge Paillet, Kitchener. Look it up, people. Serge Paillet was a former Kitchener Ranger. I should know. Anthony Stewart, Steve Monador, Alex Saminoff. So, what will happen? I don't know. All right, here we go. 2 minutes into the game, gets the hit. 1 minute later, fight between Mayer and Horton. Nathan Horton could fight? Wow. 3 minutes later. Well, we hit Cronin. 2 minutes later. We score! Gonna pump you up. Austria. Vanek is 11 from Tallender and Connolly. 3 minutes later. Let's go! Movement 19. It's for us, Dubon. Damn it. 4 minutes later. Cancel. Last moment. We may get a chance for a second, but failed. We did it. 2 minutes later. Chance for Drury? No. 3 minutes later. They have a chance and they can't score. Sessions? They get a chance to for 2. We score! Papa power play goal. Chris Drury, more like. As he scores his 11 from Temple and a fin again off. Makes it 2-2. Much later. Ouch. He got punched. 3 minutes later. Kwiatkowski, known for his powerful hit. Brewer misses, knowing that he has a chance. And Tallender can't do anything about it. 2-2 after 40. Almost at 20. Doing it around, Jeff. 4 minutes later. Damn it, why did we get penalized? It's Pominville. And New Knight flips his second, but it's much later. Shevsky, roll highlight reel. Maxima Finneganov. His 8th from Derek and Newman. 3-3. 5 minutes later. Olash gets whacked by Pominville. Of course. Oh, we killed. Yay, we killed the zone. Last moments. Do we have a goal? No, we have prolongation. The old man got it in overtime. Only for 4-3. Shitball. Panthers win on prolongation. Of course we lost. Fooey. We lost in overtime. I think, is it overtime or shootout? Yeah, if we lose in shootout, that's 2. So everyone plays on the 23rd because it's before the Christmas break. I think Detroit and San Jose have yet to lose in. Yeah, they have yet to lose. So we go to Tampa for the second half. Yeah, that's right. Detroit and San Jose have yet to lose in overtime. We are in Tampa and we beat the Bucks. Well, the Lightning 4-2 Miller time against John Graham. Tampa scored MSL and Richards. Legends. But we scored with Briere, Pominville, Connolly, and Drury. 4-2. So next game, we go to the 26th. We host the Cupcakes. Those yummy, yummy cupcakes. Yummy, yummy cupcakes. Fuck that. Fuck that shit. We host the Islanders, who were slumping, and Rick DiPietro will face Ryan Miller, pair of American goalies. DiPietro, the Islanders gambled much on him. First pick in 2000 draft. They traded away Luongo. Garth Snow and Wayne Dubeletz are the backups. Dubeletz would do much more for the Islanders in 2007, helping them win a playoff spot. Anyway, Miro Satan, number 81 in your programs. No, it's not a biblical thing. There was a name, Miro Satan. Alex Yashin, Ottawa Castaway, because he was too freaking greedy. Jason Blake, who would batter cancer and won the Bill Bastard Award. Mark Parrish, Trent Hunter, Sean Bates, Mike York, Chris Campoli, holy moly, Chris Campoli, Aaron Asham, Oleg Kavasha, Robert Nielsen, Alex Jetnik, former Sabre. Jean Bergenheim, Bruno Gervais, Brent Sopel, Jeff Hamilton, Eric Goddard, Radim Martinic, Brad Lukowicz from Dallas, Yanni Niedema, former Oiler, Joe Bouchard, Jeff Tambellini, Wyatt Smith. Who's Wyatt Smith? I don't know. Anyway, 4 minutes into the game, there's a penalty of passion. The dude. Good! Power play goal. Offside. It's nice on the standing up. 2 minutes. No. Action. Attack carried for Pates, but he failed. 4 minutes later. Chance, damn it. Another 4. No. We're up 1-0 after 20 minutes. 5 minutes later. No. 5 more minutes. Split. Eventually. I was really on the Islanders Jason Blake, so we can score as many times as we want on the 5-minute power play. Chance for Campbell. Oh. He scored. Cut the power play goal. Rory Oxenfree. His first of the year from Kudalikin and Finneganov. I don't think we talked about Rory Fitzpatrick, did we? To end the period. And we can't put it on. We're up 2-0 after 40 minutes. 2 minutes later. Kitchener is 11 from Finnegan and Calendar. 2 minutes later. Chance trying to do something. 2 more minutes. And again off from Calendar. 4 more minutes. Injury. Both teams deliver hit. Oh, we're trying to kill the clock. Satan misses. Kodalik, former Sabre. Satan. Chance for Blake? No. We did it. S-H-U-T-O-U-T. That is how you spell success. 4-0. Gulstad, Fitzpatrick, Roy, and Finneganov. Too bad we only scored 1 goal in the 5-minute major by Blake. But we had no penalties. We were clean as a whistle, sharp as West Thistle. And Detroit loses the shootout to Dallas. So that's the first time Detroit has lost in regulation, in extra time. San Jose is the last team left to not have that thing done to them. We are not playing. There's 12 games, but we're not playing games. San Jose wins in overtime, so they're still undefeated in extra time. That's cool. On the 29th, we are in T-Dot. Of course, playing against my childhood team. At the Canada Center, Eddie the Eagle against Buron. Toronto 15, 16, and 6 in this one. 41, 33, and 8. They had 90 points in 2006. Yeah, I don't know how many points they were back. I know in 2007 they were at number 8. I would have faced the Sabres, but because they lost on the final day. Because the Islanders won on the final day. Anyway, Toronto has 3 goalies. Eddie Belfour, Michael Talquist, and J.S. O'Ban. I don't know how they got rid of Talquist. I want to know. Anyway, T-Dot has Matt Sundin, the icon, who got traded from Quebec for Wendell Clark, and it actually worked out in Toronto's favor. Because Wendell Clark came back a few times. Darcy Tucker, the spark plug. Alex Ponikarovsky, Pony has become. Brian McCabe, the great number 24. Jeff O'Neill, former Carolina icon. Alex Steen, the son of Thomas, Winnipeg icon. Jason Allison, former Boston and LA player. Falters in Leafland. Chad Kilger, Matt Stajan, decent player. Nick Antropoff, number 80 in your programs from Belarus. Kyle Welwood, number 42. Eric Lindros, the Leafs finally got him 10 years too late. Thomas Caberlet, number 15. Alex Havanov, number 29. Ty Domi, the pugilist. Mary Shirkowski, Polish power. Ken Klee from Washington, John Pohl, Carlo Koliakovo, Clark Wilm, Ian White, Aki Berg, Wayne Belak, The Goon, and Jay Harrison. Okay, here we go. 4 minutes into the game. Jason Allison, okay. 4 minutes later. Action. And we score. We got the action chance. J.P. Dumont Network. The Dumont Network is 11 from Pominville and Briere. Pominville is getting an assist for once. 4 minutes later. I really score from the point. 5 minutes later. Chance, damn it. What are you looking at me for? 2-1. 2 minutes later. O'Neill from the asking the same question day after day. 3 minutes later. He scores! Oh, by the weeks. Chance! Let's go! Pepper play go! Danny Briere! It's 13 from DuPont and Hecht. 5 minutes later. Rowan! Oh, we're losing 5-2. Damn it. They're killing the clock. And we take a penalty. It's Fitzpatrick. And Sundin from Lower, 6-2. We know it does. You know it, we know it. Fennec scored from Tallender and Pyatt, 6-3. But we lose. Can't believe we lose to the bloody Leafs. And of course, as a Leaf fan, I have to say that. I don't know why. Buffalo goes into Toronto and loses. They host Atlanta, and they beat the Thrashers 5-2 as Lentonen loses to Miller. Atlanta got goals by Halik and Bondra. Two great snipers. Should never have been in Atlanta colors. Buffalo are 5 goals. Kolik, Drury, Vanna, Campbell, Kolik. There's Kolik when you needed him. And San Jose loses in overtime to Colorado, meaning they finally lose in regulation. I mean, overtime, their 37th game. Our next game is not on Saturday because we did play back-to-back days, so. All right. So we play on New Year's Eve against Florida. New Year's Day against Florida. And we are still in the playoffs. We're 1 point back in Montreal. Ottawa's crushing it. Rangers, Devils, and Flyers are in a massive battle in the Atlantic. Florida and Carolina are battling in the Southeast. Detroit looks pretty confident against Nashville in the Central. Minnesota looks decent. Look at this. Calgary, Edmonton, Vancouver, all 46 points. Dallas leading the next just by 3 points. So yeah, we are at 47. We're behind Montreal. I don't know what position we're in. We are in 7th. So we would play Florida if we played today. So yeah, we're 7th. Atlanta's in 6th. Our goal scoring guy. We don't really have a goal scoring guy. Points wise, not so much either. Well, Biron's dropped to 6th on goes against. Right, Emery number 1, 177 now. Legacy 194, Dwayne Relison, Korzosgood, and then Dominic Hasek. So Detroit and Ottawa basically have the goalies needed to produce. Yeah, Ottawa 31-3-2. Someone's gonna have to stop them somehow. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. But anyway, that's all we got. I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.